What's up, everybody? Welcome into A to Z Sports Picks. Brian and I are going to have a great show for you this Thursday and get you all set up for the betting day, the betting tomorrow, and the betting weekend. Brian, my man, how we doing, buddy?
Doing good, Alan. 3-0 yesterday, 13-5 on the Bulls, and nice little run. Better late than never. Hadn't had a very good season, but I'm actually 2 games over 500 now on Vegas Insider, which still is not a very good season. But I was in a bad shape about 6-7 weeks ago, so I'll take it.
No, great job. And look, man, this has been a tough year in a lot of sports. There's been a lot of craziness going on, but I'll tell you what, we got some craziness coming up today and the rest of the weekend, and we're going to jump right into it. Everybody, welcome in A to Z Sports Picks. I'm Alan Bell, CBS Sportsline, alongside Brian Edwards of VegasInsider.com. A to Z Sports Picks is brought to you every Tuesday and usually Friday, but a special Thursday today by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Everyone, make sure to download that BetMGM app. Use promo code A to Z Sports for a risk-free bet of up to $1,000. I've done it, used it, fantastic. They put those credits in your account ASAP. That's BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years or older. Must be present in the state of Tennessee. For gambling problem support, call the Tennessee Red Line at 800-889-9789. So, Brian, all that being said, we got a lot to get to. We're going to jump right into it. All right, first up, let me get this on the screen here. We have the Music City Bowl today in an hour. All right? And let me get a better look here. There we go. All right. Now, Tennessee has jumped to a 7.5-point favorite. The total has jumped to 65.5. When we came to you on Tuesday, just 2 days ago, it was 63.5. So we've seen movement both in the spread and the total. So, Brian, I'll tell you what, I'll go first because I've got multiple bets on this game. First off, I did take it at 3, a couple weeks ago, but regardless, I think I feel comfortable with Tennessee up to 8. I don't know if the game will be that close, but, once you start creeping up with these numbers, it could just get a little weird. So I think I feel comfortable up to 8. However, with the number now over that, that key number of 7, I think the best play is the first half -4. And we talked on Tuesday, it was 3.5. It's gone up to 4, and I think that's your best play. I still like first quarter -0.5 point, but you know how it is, man. Like, first quarters can get risky. Like,
you've seen the prices going up too to -145, or at least at some spots.
Good.
I would rather be at 1.5 and not be laying -145.
Yeah, agreed. And first quarters can get risky. So I think first half 4. I think that's the best play. As for the total, I don't have a play on it either way. 65.5 seems like a lot. I could see this being pretty under this, even though we all think points are going to be scored. I think Tennessee's going to put up some points. Purdue will put up a couple, but 65.5 is a lot. What are your thoughts here? I think you're on mute. I can't hear you, buddy. I think I lost you. All right, so I'll tell you what. Give me 1 second here. I think we lost Brian in regards to the show. Let's see if I can change this here. Look, we've lost Brian completely. I'll tell you what, I can't fit in your boxes here, but I will say I think 4 is the way to go. I don't know what happened to Brian. If you're Mark says if you're betting Tennessee versus Purdue, you have major issues. I don't know, man. Like, I bet Tennessee all year. Like, they've been a pretty consistent bet, especially first half, first quarter. They've been pretty consistent. I think if Tennessee's offense shows up today, it's probably a wrap, right? Like, if we see consistent play out of Tennessee, and I know you can't see me right now because the background here is requirement of 2 different people. So you just see a line talking to you. But I think if Tennessee just shows up today, right, what we've seen out of their offense, I think it should be a pretty solid game out of them. Purdue, again, without their star wide receiver, their star players on the defensive side. Like, I think that is going to affect their offense, but they'll put up points. Like, Tennessee's defense isn't perfect. They certainly give up points as well. So, again, for anybody tuning in, we're waiting on Brian to pop back in so that you don't just see 2 crazy boxes on your screen right now. I can't fix it until he pops back in, but we will continue with these bets. Now, jumping into some other bowl games, right? So I'm on the under Cincinnati and Alabama, and we bring Brian back in. Brian.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. All right. Your thoughts quickly on the Music City Bowl. And we lost him again. I don't know what in the world's going on with him. All right, so some other bowl games here. Look, Cincinnati, Alabama. We've got the college football playoff games on Friday. I'm going to go the under in regards to Cincinnati and Alabama. I think, again, as we talked on Tuesday, that both teams are going to play pretty conservative, right? Like, I think the big thing is going to be not making mistakes, especially on Cincinnati's side, of not making mistakes, because you can't win that game in the first half, but you could absolutely lose that game in the first half. And I think for Alabama, like they don't mind playing a little conservative on offense. And what I mean by that is they're not going to mind playing field position, punt a couple times if they have to, because if you look at both of these teams, and if you're Alabama, you're Nick Saban saying, look, if we have 9 offensive drives, however many they have in the game, they feel comfortable that they'll put up touchdowns in 4 to 5 of them. Might score in 6 of them, right? I don't think that they believe Cincinnati's going to do the same, and I don't either. So I'm going to play the under here. I think the clock's going to be running a lot. Brian, all right, your thoughts, Music City Bowl here, and then we'll jump into some bowl games.
Yeah, sorry, Alan and everybody. My apologies on the technical difficulties. Okay, so hopefully our listeners that agreed with us, tailed us, got a better number on Tennessee. If your number's 7.5 or 8, I agree with Alan. I think -4 in the first half would be the route to go. Now, if you want to do I don't do a lot of college teasers, but I do think Tennessee could still be a good tease team with Wisconsin, and I'll explain my thoughts on Wisconsin when we get to a segment coming up here. So now you want me to talk Alabama and Cincy and Georgia?
Yeah,
Michigan?
go ahead. Let it rip. We'll transition into those are our bets on the Music City Bowl today. If anybody's going to be out there, have a great time. A little wet, but not cold at all. It's nice temperature out there. All right, yeah. So Brian, jump in. College bowl games that we have remaining.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Bama -7 in the first half for listeners that may have heard me talk about it in previous shows. I'm also just a little bit of an opinion on Alabama -13. I just do think over the course of 60 minutes, Bama does get enough separation and probably wins by 14-21. But that's not a huge opinion, it's a more bullish opinion on -7 in the first half. Man, as for Georgia and Michigan, I just don't have any clue on where Georgia is psychologically. And so slight lean to Michigan on the side, but I'm not even sure I'm going to play it. What I am going to play, and it's not a huge opinion, but I am going to play the over. And I know Georgia's been a Thunder under team all year long, but the over's cashed in 3 straight for Michigan. Michigan's offense has scored 59, 42, and 42 in the last 3 games. You look at Michigan's unders this year, and it was really against teams that just don't have a pulse offensively, like Washington, Rutgers, Northwestern, Indiana on November 6th was down to at least a 3rd-string quarterback, maybe a 4th-string quarterback. But you look at other games like the Michigan State game, 70 combined, the Ohio State game, 69 combined, the Maryland game, 77 combined points, the Nebraska game, 61 combined points, even the Wisconsin game, 55 combined points. This is a low total. I do think Georgia is going to be able to score, and I think Michigan is going to be able. And look, we don't need 24-23, and it's a winner. Now, if your number is 45.5, 45 is a key number for a total. So I would buy the half point to 45. You might be able to get a 45. So neither one of those are huge opinions. My opinions on games like Kentucky and the Vols are for more money in my wallet, if you will.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And look, Travis says this in the chat. It's either Michigan plus 7.5 or no play from me.
I agree, Travis.
I don't disagree with that at all. Yeah, we've talked about it. Like the public, we saw. All right, we got a glimpse yesterday. All right, 2 days ago. The line quickly moved to Georgia -8 and then bounced right back down to 7.5. Right. So I think we saw a little bit of a glimpse. Keep an eye on that line, that spread up until kickoff. I think the public wants to go Georgia. Let them do it, right? Like, I think that you could get an 8, maybe even an 8.5. If you could get that for Michigan, I agree with you, man. Like, I don't hate 7.5 either. Like, I'm on 7.5 with Michigan. I think that, Georgia and Kirby Smart, I think that'll be a somewhat conservative game as well. I'm fascinated what happens. All right, we always talk game scripts, right? What I mean by game scripts is, let's say, a game script is just kind of how you think the game is going to play out, okay? And we generally think Alabama, comes out maybe a little slow, both teams first quarter. Bama scores again, right? Like, Bama's playing with a 10 to 13 point lead somewhat throughout the game. In this Georgia-Michigan game, I am fascinated if Michigan pulls off some points quickly, early, right? Like, Michigan's offense, they lead the country in touchdowns, plays from scrimmage from 50-plus yards, 60-plus yards, 70-plus yards. This offense is more dynamic than people give it credit for, right? And if that run game is going early, and they put up some points, I'm fascinated to see, because that's essentially what Alabama dictated how Georgia had to play that game, and then Alabama essentially played Georgia's game against Georgia. And Michigan can do the exact same thing. So I'm fascinated in regards to that. Now, jumping out of the college football playoff, talking about some more bowl games. Brian, any other games, plays that you've added since Tuesday? And you don't have to go, fully in deep in regards to them, but throw out what you have of non-college football playoff games.
Yeah, I've added Wisconsin -7 for tonight. And it's really – kind of the same handicap as a lot of these games, like Western Michigan and I'm trying to think. And Oklahoma yesterday with just Oregon personnel losses. Arizona State is going to be missing a lot of guys. Rashad White, their best running back, 1,000 rushing yards, 15 touchdowns, 5.5 yards per carry, has opted out. He also had 43 catches, 456 yards, and 1 touchdown. Their second-string running back, DeMonte Trayanum, he ran for 401 yards, 6 touchdowns, 5.1 yards per carry. He's out. Both of their starting corners, Chase Lucas and Jack Jones, both have had decorated careers. Lucas, a 2-time All Pac-12 selection. Both of those guys, are out. Jones had 3 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles, 1 pick six, 6 passes broken up this year. Their starting linebacker, Darian Butler, 68 tackles, 8.5 TFLs, 3 interceptions, 3 passes broken up, 2 sacks. He is out. Now, Wisconsin's got 1 guy in the secondary that's out. But that's it for their opt-outs. And, since that horrible start, Wisconsin 7-1 straight up in their last 8 games, 5 of those 7 wins by margins of 17 or more. Their defense is ranked number 1 in the nation in both total defense and run defense, number 7 against the pass, number 6 in scoring D. They only give up 16.4 points per game. And Arizona State is mired in a 2-4 against the spread slump. So I like Wisconsin -7. And again, if you didn't get in on Tennessee early, I'm not against a Tennessee-Wisconsin teaser where you bump it down and Tennessee basically has to win by 2 and Wisconsin win by 1 for a push and 2 for a win. Other games I have added. Did we talk about Wake the other day? I forget. Yeah. So I think, we both agreed first half Wake. We think I don't want to put words in your mouth. I think we both agreed on that. No?
No, I was saying yes, okay. Correct.
Right. Yeah. We both think that Rutgers is going to get mauled. Let's see. I've added Arkansas.
You talked about them.
Okay. Yeah. 4 defensive starters out for Penn State, including their 2 leading tacklers. Y'all know I like Kentucky. Y'all know I like Ole Miss. Still like K-State. By that half point from 3.5 to 3. And I think that covers it.
Yeah. Pretty much the same of what I had from Tuesday. Oklahoma -7. They came through for us big, although it got dicey there at the end. That was a little crazy. But I'll say this, Notre Dame -2.5.
That's the one you love.
I love Notre Dame in this game. Love them. I don't think Oklahoma State really cares about playing in this game. I don't think that there's really any motivation. I mean, they'll show up. Don't get me wrong. But with Notre Dame, like everything has changed. And I think in terms of a shot in the arm, I think Notre Dame's going to have a big boost out of that. Kind of what we saw out of Oklahoma in regards to Bob Stoops, kind of lighting a fire late, right? Like you don't normally get, kind of a shot in the arm if you're not playing in one of these, college football playoff games, right? I think that Notre Dame's going to have some of that too in terms of Marcus Freeman, becoming their head coach, assistant coach is staying, offensive coordinator staying. Like, I think that there's going to be a shot in the arm here. So 2.5, yeah, all over that one. I wouldn't be surprised if that line starts to move. All right, now moving from college football to the NFL. All right, Travis, look, Travis Russell says Notre Dame has a huge chip on their shoulder and a point to prove. I love them as well. Absolutely, man. I completely agree. And this is a very attractive number. Getting it at 2.5. All right, moving from college football to the NFL. So, Brian, I'm going to throw these spreads on the screen here, and we've got a couple changes. Not much. I mean, just some things moving here. Give me your plays. Final plays, NFL this weekend. What do you got?
Give me the Cowgirls. They're looking good. And Arizona is obviously floundering.
5.5, right?
Yeah. Yep. 5.5. And give me Detroit. The Lions 6-1 against the spread in their last 7. They get Goff back. Dan Campbell's got these guys playing hard. We both talked about how we like the Titans. I'd buy the 0.5 point to 3.
A quick note.
Yeah,
Ryan Tannehill with the Titans on long rest. 5-0 straight up, 5-0 against the spread.
Nice. Either off a bye or off a Thursday game where he's got 10 days.
Yep.
Nice. I like that. Yeah. So Detroit, Dallas, Titans, and Jermaine Pratt's a big loss for the Bengals defense, and the Chiefs are rolling. So that's a pass. I don't want to lay the points on the road. And Steelers. And I think the Packers are a good tease team, maybe with the Colts. Is Wentz for sure playing?
I don't know yet.
Well, but the fact that
we believe so, yeah. Everything reflects that he is, yeah.
Yeah. If Wentz is a go, I'm good with a Colts-Packers teaser. And so there we go.
I like it. All right. I'm definitely going Steelers with you. Plus 3.5. It might be plus 3 at some places, depending on what that number is. I like the Steelers in this spot. Ben Roethlisberger's last game at Heinz Field. Yeah, man, I'm all over that one. Number 2, the Rams minus 3.5 on the road against. Sorry, I lost my spot here. The Ravens. Look, I don't care if Huntley's playing. I don't care if Lamar's playing. This is a different defense. I don't think that they're going to have much success, they being Baltimore, offensively. And I think that secondary and that defense for Baltimore can be had even on the road. Give me the Rams here at a small number. I'm also going to go with the under in the Raiders-Colts game. Darren Waller is out for Las Vegas. That total has jumped from 45 down to 42.5. It's moved back up. I think it's 44 right now, somewhere, depending on your book. I'm going to play that under. There's going to be a lot of conservative play calling from Indy. This kind of reminds me of what Nick Saban and Alabama are going to do. Like, it's a must win, but I think the Colts feel much more comfortable that they'll be able to put up well more successful convertible drives into points than Las Vegas will. And they'll be running the ball a lot. So, yeah, I like that running clock. I like that under there. Last one, give me the Chiefs against the Bengals. I'll lay those points. I'll lay them all day. The Chiefs are on fire. Like, they've been in autoplay week after week. And look, nothing against the Bengals. They're not doing what they did last week against Baltimore, against Kansas City. And I'll put it on the line. Like, give me Kansas City. I'll absolutely play the Chiefs in this spot. Okay.
What you want to highlight? My man Lewis Chesney's remark there?
What's he got? Which one? Falcons?
Yeah. My man, Lewis. I
There he
hope
is.
you're right in here. There is a path. Throw the ball to Kyle Pitts 20 times. There is a path to victory, but he has to have a minimum of 15 targets. And that is the goal.
I like how they didn't even use Kyle Pitts like the first 5 games, and he's still going to set the record for the most receiving yards by a rookie tight end.
And he's still only
good.
getting like 5 or 6 targets a game. It's insanity. I cannot stand Arthur.
The only thing that drives me crazy with Atlanta, 2 things really. Their red zone offense is atrocious.
They never throw the Pitts in the red zone.
I know, that's what I'm saying. There's so many times they go down there and they don't kick field goals. Like, they've stopped doing that. Like, they've started going for it. Like, it drives me crazy. And then number 2, they don't get any pressure on the quarterback. They get
none for like 5-6 years.
Oh, it's
no edge rushers.
Yeah, it drives me crazy. It drives me absolutely crazy. Okay, so moving from the NFL here. All right, our final segment. This is the final parlay of 2021, and I'll go first. I gave it out on Tuesday. Bet it. I'm writing it. Plus 807, and we've already got one hit. Oklahoma money line, got that one. Vols money line, Alabama money line against Cincinnati, Notre Dame money line against Oklahoma State, Bears money line against the Giants, Rams money line. Let's go. 807. Obviously, if you didn't play it on Tuesday, if you're going down to 5 legs, it's still a pretty attractive number. So that's what I'm on. What you got, buddy?
Yeah. So let me. I'm going to my account right now just so I can see what those exact odds were. 1 second. Okay, here we go. And this one pays 20 wins 389. So if you wanted to do 100 on it, whatever 389 times 5 is, which has got to be around $2,000 or close to it. Vols money line, Sparty money line, Wisconsin money line. Actually, they weren't offering a money line on Arkansas, so I did Arkansas -2. Washington State money line, Ole Miss, they weren't offering money line, so it's -1, and K-State money line. So that one, so 389 times 5, or 400 times 5 would be 2,000. So it's almost 20 to 1 odds. Not quite, like plus 19 and change, plus 19, like 30 or 40, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Let me read it back. Vols money line, Sparty money line, Wisconsin money line, Arkansas -2, Washington State money line, Ole Miss -1, and K-State money line.
There we go. And Lucas
So
has you right here. Yeah, he's got you. Plus 1955. There you go.
Oh, my man, Lucas. Nice math, brother.
Coming through, man. Coming through. 45. All right, 1945. All right. First, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in, not only today, but all year. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you to A to Z Sports. Thank you to BetMGM. All that being said, Brian, give me that final score. Tennessee, Purdue. What do you got?
Oh, let's go with 38-23.
I got 35-24. There we go.
Oh, wow. We're close.
Yeah, we are close. And both well under that 65.5. All right. Everybody, thank you so much again. We really do appreciate it. We will see you in 2022. It sounds insane to say that, but everyone have a wonderful New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Be safe, be healthy. Wish you all the best. We'll see you next week.
Happy New Year's. Good luck. This is for you, Austin Stanley. Stanley, go Bulls.
There you go. You got that out of Brian.
Yeah, never again.